Hi everyone, it's Cindy. Welcome back to Studioloo. I'm here with another VHS journal flip through. This is Embassy Gold. And these books are 2 signatures bound inside the sleeve of one of those tapes that were designed for personal recording. And they have themes of kind of the birth of TV and movie, like television as a concept. And they also have pop culture, things from sort of the beginning of the silent film era to about the 80s, 90s pop culture. Things like, you know, E.T., Ghostbusters, what have you. So let's take a look. So here we have an old sort of very early TV and like a young kind of 1940s, 50s couple sitting in front of their new television. And inside we have an ad from the National Broadcasting Company. So this is announcing the creation of NBC, from the Radio Corporation of America. And this little quote, also for a little writing space: "We used a lot of real punks for the street scenes in Blade Runner. Because I had so much crowd, it was better to save time and money by recruiting a huge number of extras." And then one of the books I used to create these journals was called the TV book, and it did chapters on kind of the different like phenomenons that happened as a result of the creation of TV. So the revolutionary machine is one of those chapters. There was also like the creative machine, the controversial machine. Yeah, you'll see some more of that throughout these videos if you're watching them all. Here we have the top of like a TV set with the antenna. This is a film strip from 49 and Market. It's made from vellum, belly band for this Farrah Fawcett card. Sorry for that interruption. Apparently my 3-year-old was phoning me. Okay. And then this is some grid paper from, in an estate sale, I got a bunch of like stuff from films that were being made not too far from me. And one of them was like pages that were for numbering sections of scenes and things, like they were mocking things up. So this is one of those pages. This is some children's writing paper. This is from a film journal, and it has a little wow and a heart sticker down there, also from the film journal. Some tea-dyed paper. Another page from the film journal. This is kind of typical. You'll see several of these throughout the books. Title, director, starring quotes, opinion, other things. So you could use these as a film review journal or writing about movies that you like or don't like. Here we have a pocket made from Rambo. And then in here we have this kind of funny, like these actors having fun together from an old film. And I've stitched on a ruffle here. There's Howdy Doody and some other film kind of things stitched in a paper ruffle. So that's a journal card. And then I made little journal cards with some quotes. So this is from Brian De Palma. My films are very different from Hitchcock's, and I think anyone with a brain can see it. And then we have Betty White, and I'm not sure who he is, but I love Betty White, so I had to add her there. Another film journal page. This is an Aleister Crowley quote that says, "Every man and every woman is a star," on some lined paper. And then we have this image of the Joker, and this is this from Pride and Prejudice, or no? I can't recall the name of this film, but it's John Malkovich and Glenn Close. Let me see. I can't remember. Anyways, this is a beautiful picture of her, and so I just included that there. You could, you know, stick things on there if you didn't want, you know, the text or whatever, but I wanted to leave a little bit of play space in these books and not totally jam them up. I've added some VHS canister film down the side that I've stitched onto these pages. Another film journal page. Some classic actors here, just as a little glue down. This little pocket. This is from the fly page of an old TV book, and it had all of these old kind of movie posters on it, so I made a journal card out of that. Another page from the film journal. Some coffee dyed paper with another of the paper ruffles here. This is Bandstand, which was like an old like music show that used to be on, American Bandstand. And this is another page from the film journal. More children's writing paper. Some more of that scene planning paper. If the game's any good, you'll find yourself talking to your television set. So this was about game shows. And then from the TV book, that's the back of an old television, and then this hand coming and turning the knob. I've included one of these in all of the journals and set in between the two signatures. It's a journal card from a book that was based on the TV game show Blockbuster, and I figured they'd be a nice bookmark to use wherever you're working in the journal. The Controversial Machine, so that's from the TV book with more film stitched down the side there. This is a belly band made from the beautiful image of this lady playing the harp. This was from an old silent film. And inside we have this like fold out. It's on file folder, and it's more of those lovely old film posters. And just some lined paper. This is the film journal page. Another stitched ruffle here with Howdy Doody and some other early children's TV shows on coffee dyed paper. Another of the film journal pages with all of the different prompts and things. This is some music tablature paper. And then just a little notepad of fun craft paper. More of the film journal paper. And more of the craft paper, and on here we have this little paper clipped on. This was from a fly page in a book, and it had sort of the layout at the time of all the theaters. So you see MGM there, and like Venice Boulevard, Speedway, Santa Catalina, and so I thought that would be just a nice little piece of stationery inside the book. Some more of the tape that's been stitched down the ledger paper. And then here we have an old horror film kind of video card, and it's for The Conqueror Worm, which is an Edgar Allan Poe story. And it's a partial video card. It's from a Vincent Price movie. And some more ledger paper. More of the craft paper. This has some little stickers from the film journal, these little stars, and it says find out. More of the film journal. More of the craft paper and music tablature. More of the film journal. And then more of the stitched on actors. More film journal. Oh yeah, okay. This is a pocket here. Okay, so this is a pocket that's made from my mixed media letters that I made. So this is TV, and it's on some sparkle paper that reminds me of like the fuzz that you used to have in the background on TV when you didn't have a channel. And then this is Marilyn Monroe at a beach. And then some of the TV book paper. And is this Miss Marple? Yeah. And she's here on this tag, and there's a little Zorro card here that's holding on to her. And then we end with the Flintstones. And then this big journal card is made from performing instructions in the early days. So this is interesting. These instructions were handed to performers when they entered a New York TV studio in 1938. Nobody had conceived of personality coaches in the early days of commercial broadcasting. Arrive at the studio in time for adequate rehearsal, at least 1 hour before the television program goes on the air. Explain special aspects of your program to the television producer. Secure any special instructions from him. Present yourself for the application of makeup. If you apply your own makeup, use the broad strokes, and remember that red lips do not televise as such. Lips must be made up in violet or brown. When you're in front of the camera, make no unusual motions. Look pleasant. If it is necessary to go off the air for any emergency, walk or move to one side of the scene. Speak loudly and project your voice as on the legitimate stage, particularly if you are in a play and are several feet from the microphone. Watch the signals of the television producer. He will raise his arm for you to begin. Start gracefully after he has given you his signal. He will raise his arm again when you must cease your production, or at the natural end of your production. In case you are requested in such manner to conclude your program, you may always have a few seconds longer to place a pleasant ending to your presentation. Do not give evidence of discomfort because of heat or other factors. Do not start talking come out of the character until you are sure that you are not being picked up both orally and visually. In close-ups, do not move to and from the camera any more than necessary. Moves to the side or up and down are preferable. This also applies to gestures with the hands, which should be held near your body and not placed in front of you toward the camera. Do not hesitate or gesture to emphasize your presentation in any manner that you desire in keeping with the above rule. Look directly into the camera as often as possible. Smile and otherwise conduct yourself as though there was a whole audience inside the camera lens. Poof! Some tough rules. And then this is the back of the box journal. And so yeah, that journal will be with the others up in my Etsy shop, which I've linked down below. If you're seeing this video, they are already there. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.